If you call a tiny puddle on the ground a pit, then dig it a little bigger, deep enough to raise a few lucky koi. Now you call it a pond. The raised earth around it becomes the bank, and together that's a pond pool. You deepen the bottom and turn it into a deep water pool. Now it becomes a deep pool. Dig even deeper, and it earns a darker name. A bottomless abyss, something unfathomable. On the other hand, if the water is shallow but wide, you call it a flat water. Deepen its base so it becomes both wide and deep, surrounded entirely by land. And now you have a lake, because lake water usually flows slowly. Ancient people also called calm waters mo, so together they became lakes and moors. And interestingly, mo as a verb means to dock a boat. That's why we have docking. And as an adjective it describes calmness and detachment, like being tranquil and unbothered. Sometimes water gathers in low-lying land, without forming a clear open surface, instead creating grass-filled wetlands. This is called a marsh, and within marshes, naturally formed pools appear, called bogs, together becoming marshlands. You build a house at the foot of a mountain, and notice water naturally bubbling up from underground. You call it a spring, but the spring isn't enough to drink from. So you dig a deep hole in your backyard by hand. This is a well, still not enough. So you head into the mountains searching for more water, and look up to find a stream flowing between two peaks. You call it a mountain stream. You dig a narrow channel at the right spot, call it a ditch, and use it to guide mountain water back home. As more people gather nearby, a village grows into a town, and the little ditch can no longer meet everyone's needs. So you dig a larger channel, and give it a new name, a canal. Naturally formed channels are called creeks. When creeks merge into larger flows, they become rivers, and the words we now casually use, river and jung, once referred to very specific waters, the Yellow River and the Yangtze River. Only later did river become a northern term for large waters, and jung a southern one. Perhaps because southern rivers generally carry more water, people slowly formed the idea that a jung feels bigger than a river. Great rivers twist and wind their way into the ocean. But even oceans have names. Waters near land are called seas. Farther out they become the open ocean. That's why going out to sea means fishing, while going to the ocean means leaving the country. You call the edge of water a cliff. The land beside it a shore. When water recedes and exposes flat sand and mud, that's a beach. If the shoreline curves inward, you call it a bay. Calm winds and steady water make bays perfect harbors, hence a harbor bay, while docking points outside bays are simply called ports. Sometimes land rises from the water. Large ones are called islets, smaller ones even more fleeting. Often submerged when water rises. If the land stays above water year-round, it becomes an island. When water warms and turns into tiny droplets rising into the air, you call it vapor. Vapor continues upward, and when it cools at altitude, it condenses again into droplets. This is cloud. When those droplets grow heavy enough, gravity pulls them back down to earth, and that is rain. Rain falls, becomes water again, and returns to ponds, rivers, lakes, seas, and oceans, over and over, without end. This is how water moves.